Hello, happy Sunday. Hope you don't mind me in my gym gear because I'm working on my goals, which is what we're going to talk about today. So I came up in a conversation with someone on Friday, actually, about the difference between a goal and a dream. Now, you've all probably heard the quote that a goal is a dream with a deadline, and that resonates for me. That's fly. That sticks in my head, and I really understand that because in all my years of working on goals, if it doesn't have a deadline, it ain't happen. But dreams, oh my gosh, dreams can be huge. And the best dreams are the ones that you have absolutely no freaking idea how it's going to happen, but you can feel it from the tip of your toes to the tip of your hair, to the tip of your eyelashes, to the tip of your nose, that it's something you really want to go for. And then when you're setting your goals, the goals are smaller. So that some of them have got to be really pushing your boundaries and your limits and make you feel uncomfortable as well. Otherwise, there's kind of no point if you just write a goal and you achieve it 5 seconds later. And you know that those goals you're setting is kind of strategically working towards that bigger dream. To me, the line between dream and vision is very, very, very similar in my methodology and how I work and how I think and how I create my life. So I have a big overbearing dream of what I want for my life. And that's one sentence. And I write that sentence in my trusty journal every single day. I'm going to need another one for the end of the year. It's there every single day in a different colour, so it goes... And then I actually write 10 big dreams. And they're not necessarily... That's that word, specific. Well, no, they are specific, but they're not, in a goal sense, measurable and timely and all that kind of stuff. And I write those. And then I write my goals, and I know that those goals are going to be working me towards closer and closer and closer to that dream. Now, I looked at quotes on the difference between dreams and goals, and I don't like a lot of them. So I'm going to give you this fabulous quote that you might have heard from C.S. Lewis, which I love. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Okay, people? So remember that. So what I wanted with this to talk about is dreams can be, you can literally wake up from a dream and it can be complete fantasy and totally unrealistic, and it's never going to happen. You know, like you have those weird dreams where all your teeth fall out, or you have the dreams where you feel like you're flying and you jolt and fall out of bed, that kind of thing. So dreams are a stretch of the imagination, pure imagination, in the wonderful words of Willy Wonka. And the goals are the steps, are the tools, are the tasks, are the bits that get you there. So that's how I see it. So when I was talking to this person on Friday, they also wanted to know, well, and I do talk a lot about goals, but what are some of the ways that people talk about making sure they're a right goal? And I thought this is a good one because people have probably heard acronyms, but I'll go through them. Why not? So that's what I'm going to do. Go through the acronyms of goal setting. So there's a couple of them, but I'll go through. There's 2 that you may actually never have heard of, or you may have heard of vaguely somewhere in a book, but somewhere in the back of your mind, but you don't actually use. And then there's a standard one that most people, most coaches, most books you pick up, most personal development things you listen to, if they're talking about goals, will actually refer to this one. So one of the ones is the CLEAR acronym, on a clear day. And that stands for challenging, legal. I'm sure people do set goals that are illegal, but I don't work with them. Environmentally sound, appropriate, and recorded. Now that all sounds a bit fancy, right? But I'll explain it. So challenging, yes, goal. You've got to push yourself. You've got to go to get there. Got to get there. It motivates you to work, Legal, well, we don't want to encourage anybody to do anything illegal, so that goes without saying. Environmentally sound. In this, day and age, we have to take care of, we're not just talking about the environment per se, but it's, I take it in to mean similar to kind of the attainable, achievable thing. Like, it's got to be a sound idea, you know? No, it's green. That's how I take it. That's how I've understood it over the years. It's got to be appropriate. Like, if you are a vertically challenged woman in her 80s, it's probably inappropriate for you to set yourself a goal to be on stage with Manpower in Vegas. Just saying. Probably not appropriate. Maybe start your own strip show. And it's going to be recorded. Whether it's, I'm a written goal person and I have vision boards and vision diaries and I have them all, I surround myself with them, but recording it is really important. Some people record, why did I go like that? Some people record their goals on their phones and they might have alarms during the day, and when the alarm goes off, the tone for that alarm is them saying their goal. I've never done that one, but it intrigues me and I'm kind of keen to try it. It's about setting myself the time to actually sit down and record the goals. Okay, then there's another one, interesting, another one called PURE. So that's four letters and pure. So that's positive, understood, relevant, and ethical. So positive in terms of, what's a good example for that? I don't want to be broke anymore. Okay, that's not a very positive goal. How about you turn that into, I consistently earn $1,000 a day? You know, much better way of saying it. So it's positive. You know me, flip the negative to the positive and any available opportunity. It's got to be understood. If you've set a goal and you've set it because you thought it sounded like a good idea or someone told you to be a good goal and it's not really understood in your bones, you're never going to achieve it. Just not. It's got to be understood to you and anyone else that needs to get involved in your goal. Because sometimes we need help from outside people or coaches, or sometimes we might need to employ someone to help us on a goal. So it's got to be understandable to all involved. Relevant. Again, yeah, it's like the appropriate relevant. There's some kind of goals you shouldn't just, like, really, I shouldn't try and be an Olympic gymnast. It's never going to happen. Yes, I am a freak and I can do the splits without warming up, but I'm never going to be an Olympic gymnast. Now I look like a funny newsreader. That just reminded me of my wordy lordy Les Janelle. And with us today we have Chanel from... Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent and I haven't even been drinking. And ethical. That was the last one on pure. Yeah. If you're not ethical, people, karma's a BRTCH and it will bite you in the butt. So keep your goals ethical. And then the one, of course, we've probably all heard and know and love and actually understand, although there's a couple of interchangeable words, is SMART. We all want to be smarty pants. So SMART is specific, measurable, and then there's the A, which can be attainable, achievable, agreed. There's all sorts of different words that people put in there. Realistic and timely. So specific. Again, the specificity of a goal is really, really, really important. I own 5 silver rings with diamantes in them. They're not real, by the way. Is a lot more specific than I have great jewelry. You know, I have great jewelry. What's great jewelry? It's like saying I want to be normal. What's the definition of normal, people? Specificity, specificity, specificity. Measurable. Again, you've got to be able to go, it's that tick, that tick, that tick. Not, oh, I'm fit. What does fit mean? I can run 5Ks. I can bench press my body weight. Don't know about that. And I can't run 5Ks. I can do a body combat class without feeling like I'm going to... No, that wouldn't be specific, because without feeling like I'm going to die is not specific. I could do a body combat class without sweating, but then I think that defeats the purpose of the exercise. So, bad example. But you know what I mean. Measurable. Attainable, achievable, and agree. Any of those A's. Attainable. You know that one. I'm going to be a foot model by the 31st of December 2019. A paid foot model. I'm going to earn $1,000 in foot model. No, if you've seen my feet, that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's totally not attainable. It's also not realistic. So that could actually switch into either of those ones. Because sometimes when we dream big and then we want to go and set the goal, we've got that big dream in there and then it sinks into the goal and makes our goal unrealistic. So you have to put up that barrier. It's almost like a barrier to your dream while you're setting the goals, because the goals have to be chunked down. It's like, chunk it down. Goals are chunking down your big dream. And a big dream can take a long time to get there, but a goal's got to be timely. And I like working, there's another great quote. I could Google it, but I can't remember. So I can't remember who said it. Is most of us overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what we can achieve in 3 years or 5 years, etc. So how I like to work with goals, I have my goals that are for this month. Like they're the really short-term goals. And I never like to work with more than 5 at a time. And then I kind of like do either a 3-month lot or a 6-month lot. But I don't focus on them every day. Every day I'm really, really, really focused on my 1-month goals and probably my 6-month goals. They're the ones I'm writing, revisiting, etc. And then next month, some of those 3-month goals will come into my 1-month ones. It's like a moving chart, which is how I work. Because those 90 days, there's so much you can achieve in 90 days, but sometimes we think we can achieve that 4 times during the year. No, that's not what happens. You can do like these sprints when you're really focused and set on things, but that's a lot harder to do longer term, which is why a few of those sprints get you to incredible 3-year goals. But if you try and do it in 12 months, chances are it's not going to happen. So back to what the difference between a goal and a dream is. A dream is like that big vision of something you want in life. It's like that out there. It's going to make you shiver in anticipation. And then a goal is either smart, pure, or clear, or a combination of all three, actually. You can put them all together when you're doing your goals, which can be kind of fun. And it's something you can tick off or give yourself your little star stamp as actually being done. Okay? That's what it's all about. So happy Sunday night. I hope you've learned something, maybe. Mwah. See you soon.